Hello and welcome to the second episode of our English Zone podcast channel. Today, my friend and I are going to teach you English through conversation. My name is John Refnell, and I'm here with Emily.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emily. It's great to be here with you today.
So our goal for this session is pretty simple, really. We want to help you learn English just by listening to us chat. We'll try to speak clearly and, at a pace that's hopefully easy for you to follow.
Right. And we think it'll be quite an exciting conversation, actually. It should last for, more than 15 minutes anyway. And everything we discuss is aimed squarely at helping you improve your English.
Exactly. So, are you ready to just jump in and start teaching some English right away?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do it. So let's imagine a scenario. Okay. Imagine we're listening in on a company meeting, a sales meeting. And the people there, they're trying to figure out ways to sell more of their product.
Okay.
This kind of thing happens all the time in business, so it's a really good way to pick up some everyday business English.
That sounds like a good plan. So what specifically are we hoping you, the listeners, will get out of this scenario today?
Well, we're going to focus on understanding and using English related to a few key things. First, language for talking about sales strategies, the different methods companies use to boost sales.
Like strategies.
Second, we'll listen for how people make suggestions, how they offer ideas in a meeting setting. And third, we'll look at how people respond to those suggestions. Do they agree, disagree? How do they say it?
That sounds really practical. Maybe before we actually listen to the meeting, we should go over a few key words that will help you understand what's going on, like a little vocabulary preview.
Excellent idea. Let's call it that. Okay, first phrase, drive sales. To drive sales. It just means to increase sales or, to sell more.
To sell more. Okay.
Yeah, like a company might say, we need new ways to drive sales for our latest product.
Got it. Drive sales, sell more. What's next?
The next word is promotion. Now, this can be a bit tricky. Sometimes promotion means getting a better job, right?
Yeah, like a job promotion.
Exactly. But here, in this business meeting context, promotion means a marketing strategy. It's something a company does to, make people want to buy their stuff.
Okay, like a special offer.
Precisely. For instance, maybe a supermarket has a 2-for-1 offer on shampoo. You buy one, you get one free. That's a sales promotion. Or maybe the shampoo is just cheaper for a week, a temporary price cut. That's also a promotion. These are ways companies try to, drive sales.
So when we hear promotion in the meeting dialogue, it probably means some kind of special deal to encourage buying.
That's exactly right. Okay, so we've got drive sales and promotion.
Yeah.
Now, let's listen to the first part of this sales meeting dialogue. It might seem a bit fast the first time through. You might not catch everything, but don't worry.
Yeah, don't stress about it.
We'll break down the important bits afterwards. Short pause.
Okay, so that was part one of the meeting. What was the basic situation there?
Well, the meeting's happening because sales are low. That seems clear. And the person in charge, they're asking for concrete solutions.
Concrete solutions. What does that mean exactly?
It means they want real, specific ideas. Not vague thoughts, but actual plans to fix the low sales problem.
Right. Actionable ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. And the first suggestion came from Roger. What was his idea?
Yes, Roger. He suggested lowering prices. He wanted to match the competitors.
Yeah.
He pointed out that their company was the most expensive in the market.
Okay. So his logic was, if we're cheaper, or at least the same price, we'll sell more.
That was his thinking, yes.
But how did that go down? What was the reaction?
Not great, actually. His idea got labeled not very creative. And someone else chimed in saying, it'll never fly with Swan.
It'll never fly. And Swan is the CEO.
Right. We find out Swan is the big boss. So it'll never fly with Swan just means the CEO would definitely not approve that idea. It's a non-starter.
Okay, so Roger's price cut idea was shot down. Then Natalie spoke up. What did she suggest?
Natalie suggested a promotion. Specifically, maybe a 2-for-1 offer, which ties back to that vocabulary word we just talked about.
Right, the special deal. And how did people react to Natalie's idea? Any better?
No, not really. At least not initially. Someone dismissed it as the same thing as lowering prices. And someone else even called it a bad idea, maybe even a really bad idea.
Wow, tough crowd.
Yeah, you can feel the pressure building, right? They need an idea, and the CEO, Mr. Swan, is about to walk in.
It sounds pretty stressful. But then, things change when Mr. Swan actually arrives, don't they?
They really do. Swan comes in, asks for ideas, and Natalie, she brings up her 2-for-1 offer again.
She does. The same idea they just dismissed. And this time?
Completely different reaction from the CEO. Mr. Swan says something like, I kind of like the sound of that. He even calls it a brilliant idea and very creative.
That's amazing. The exact same idea. Rejected, then suddenly brilliant.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About how ideas are sometimes judged based on who's listening or maybe who's presenting.
Yeah, and maybe by that manager in the meeting. The one dismissing things early on.
Right. The source material we looked at even suggested he might be a bad manager for shutting down ideas like that.
It certainly doesn't encourage people to speak up, does it?
Okay.
Okay, let's dig into some of the specific phrases used there. We heard match the competitors. What's that about?
Match the competitors. It essentially means being just as good as, or maybe even better than, the other companies doing the same thing. Often it's about price, like Roger suggested.
So having a similar price.
Yeah, or it could be about quality or service too. Like, you might hear a shop say, we guarantee we can match the competitor's lowest price.
Okay.
Or a company might say, it's impossible for us to match the competitors. Our costs are just too high.
That makes sense. It's about staying competitive.
Yeah.
Another phrase was in the market. They said they were the most expensive in the market.
Right. In the market basically just means in the industry or in this particular business sector. It refers to all the companies selling similar products or services.
So like English pod is the best language pod in the market.
Exactly. Or, back in the day, iPods were the most popular MP3 players in the market.
Got it. Within that specific area of business. And then there was that really expressive phrase, it'll never fly.
Ah, yes. It'll never fly. It's a great idiom, very common and quite informal. It just means something won't work or an idea won't be accepted or approved.
It's like saying, that's not going to happen.
Pretty much. For example, this marketing plan will never fly. It's way too expensive. Or, a more extreme example, what, you want to sell bikinis in Alaska? That'll never fly.
Uh-huh. Yeah, probably not.
Or maybe about a story idea. Brad told me his idea for a film script, but the story will never fly. It's just not interesting enough. So yeah, it means it won't work, not a good idea, or they'll never agree.
Those are really good, useful phrases. Okay, so the source material suggests we should now listen to that same dialogue again, but slower this time. This should give you, our listeners, a better chance to hear those words and phrases we just talked about actually in the conversation.
Right. See if you can pick them out as you listen more slowly. Longer pause. Okay. Hopefully listening at that slower pace helped you catch more details. Maybe hear those phrases like match the competitors or it'll never fly.
Yeah, hearing it slower can really make a difference when you're learning.
Definitely. Now let's move on to something our source calls the fluency builder. The idea here is to help you sound a bit more natural when you speak English. Maybe more like a native speaker. We'll look at alternatives for common phrases.
Okay, sounds good. What's the first one?
Well, think about saying, I'll be here soon, or I will arrive soon. Perfectly correct English, right?
Yeah.
But in the dialogue, when talking about the CEO arriving, we heard something slightly different. Remember, the CEO will be here any minute.
Ah, right. Be here any minute.
Exactly. Be here any minute, or he'll be here any minute, is a really common, natural way to say someone is going to arrive very, very soon. Like, hurry up, the bus will be here any minute.
That does sound more natural than just arrive soon. Okay, what's the next one?
The next one is about thinking about something. You could say, we are thinking about a sales strategy. Or maybe, that sounds like something we should think about. Again, totally fine.
But there's another way.
Yes. In the dialogue, when Mr. Swan liked the idea, he said something like, it sounds like something we should consider. Using the word consider.
Consider instead of think about.
Right. Consider is a great alternative. It often sounds maybe a bit more formal or professional, especially in a business context. It suggests you're giving it more careful thought, like, we're considering a sales promotion.
Okay, so consider implies a more serious level of thought. Good to know. What else?
The last one is simple. The word great. Everyone uses great, right? That's a great idea.
Very common.
But when Mr. Swan really liked Natalie's idea, he didn't just say great. He said,
that's a brilliant idea.
Exactly. Brilliant. It's another way to say great, but it's stronger. It means the idea is really excellent, very clever, very smart. It's perhaps used a bit more in British English, but widely understood.
So brilliant adds more emphasis than just great.
It does. It really signals strong approval.
Okay, those are useful fluency tips. Be here any minute, consider, and brilliant. Right. So after looking at those, maybe we should listen to the dialogue one last time, back in normal speed.
Good idea. By now, you've heard it slowly. You know the context. You've learned some key vocabulary and these fluency phrases. See how much more you can understand this time around. Shall pause.
All right. Now that we've really analyzed the dialogue and the language, maybe we can chat a bit more about the situation itself. We touched on the manager earlier, the one who seemed a bit negative.
Yeah, he didn't come across well, did he? Dismissing Roger's idea as not creative and Natalie's as a bad idea.
It's not exactly encouraging, is it?
Not at all. It probably makes people hesitant to share ideas in the future, if they think they'll just get shut down immediately.
Exactly. It can create a climate of fear, almost, which is terrible for brainstorming and finding actual solutions.
It really is. You need to feel safe to suggest something, even if it's not fully formed yet. Think about times you felt comfortable sharing an idea, maybe with a supportive teacher or manager. You're much more likely to contribute when you feel heard, right?
Absolutely. And that meeting seemed like the opposite, at least until the CEO arrived. It was only when Mr. Swan, the person with the real power, showed interest that Natalie's idea was suddenly brilliant.
It really highlights how important good management and encouragement are. A manager who supports their team, values input. That usually leads to better work, more ideas.
Yeah, that manager in the dialogue could definitely use some training and motivation, maybe.
Seems like it. Okay, so before we wrap up, let's do a quick run-through of all the vocabulary we covered today, just to refresh your memory.
Good plan. First up was concrete solutions.
Meaning real or specific solutions, like bring concrete solutions to the meeting tomorrow.
Then drive sales.
Which means to increase sales, sell more. We need to drive sales this quarter.
In the market.
Meaning in the industry. They're the cheapest in the market.
Match the competitors.
To be as good as or have the same price as competitors, can we match their price?
That great phrase, will never fly.
Meaning it won't work or won't be approved. That idea will never fly with the boss.
Promotion.
In this context, a marketing activity like a sale or special offer. They're running a big promotion.
And the fluency builder phrase, be here any minute.
Meaning we'll arrive very soon. Don't worry, she'll be here any minute.
The alternative to think about, to consider.
Meaning to think about something carefully. We're considering your suggestion.
And a stronger word for great, brilliant.
Meaning excellent or very clever. That's a brilliant plan.
We also briefly mentioned competitive.
Meaning as good as or better than others. We need a more competitive product.
And win sales.
To make sales successfully, our team needs to win more sales.
Sales strategy.
Plans for selling. What's our sales strategy for next year?
Sales cycle.
The customer's buying process. Understanding the sales cycle is key.
To outsell.
To sell more than others. We aim to outsell them this year.
And finally, customer loyalty.
When customers keep buying your brand, good service builds customer loyalty.
Yeah.
That was quite a list, but hopefully really useful vocabulary for you, especially if you work in business or might in the future.
Absolutely. Well, I think that brings us towards the end of our English learning session for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the English Zone podcast channel. We really hope this conversation was helpful for your English practice.
Yes, thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you picked up some useful language today.
We'll be back again soon with another lesson. Until then, goodbye.
Bye.